Hey everyone, I'm Marcus Grimm from Medtrics, joined today once again by Medtrics CEO Santhosh Cherian. How are we doing today, Tosh?
I'm doing great. Always Friday afternoon, an exciting marketing discussion.
So Tosh, I don't know if you know this, but my favorite elective ever in college was I took horsemanship. For that entire semester, I got to learn how to ride horses. So when I heard we were talking about electives today, my mind automatically went to horseback riding. Before we talk about the new feature inside Medtrics, what was your favorite elective ever?
My favorite elective is actually philosophy. I really like that one course I took, very different than my math degree. It was really interesting to learn about all the different philosophers, and I didn't really know what I was expecting. I knew that it was an easy course and definitely got into it.
And I probably shouldn't be surprised that philosophy in the long term probably comes in a lot more handy than horsemanship.
If I had it, I would have taken that.
Wonderful. Well, today we're going to be talking about a new feature inside Medtrics that has to do with electives. You talk about philosophy being different than math, and obviously horsemanship was way different than everything I was taking because I was going to a different place to do it. There were different fees involved. And I guess the same type of mess happens at med school too, right?
Yeah, medical schools, vet schools, nursing schools typically will have these rotations where the students have to take the basic core rotations, but they also grant them time to take electives in areas they want to specialize in. When I went to medical school, I did elective rotations in radiology, emergency medicine. These are the things that I was considering as my specialty.
When you go to fit those electives in, obviously it sounds great. The students get to broaden their experience. But what are some of the challenges that come up when you're trying to shoehorn something like horsemanship into your schedule?
Yeah, one of the main challenges is you have to go find experiences. Sometimes your school will provide you with a list of affiliated hospitals that you can work with. Some schools don't, and you have the flexibility to go anywhere. So first you have to decide what are the things that you're interested in? What do you want to specialize in? Then you have to find where you're going to do these rotations. And a lot of that is going to be driven by where do you want to apply for residency. So if I want to apply at a specific hospital, it becomes an audition elective, and you want to try to go there to show that you're a great student. They should get you there for residency.
Got it. And so the process for a student to do that before Medtrics came out with this new feature, which we're going to talk about, paint a picture for me, some of the complications or hurdles that they would come across.
The American Association of Medical Colleges provides a service that students can look for these rotations. There's other services out there where you can find the rotation, but the challenge comes in where the student has to inform the school about which rotations they've been accepted into or where they want to go. Then they have to contact the school scheduler, either via email or phone or some online form that they fill out. And then the scheduler will have to make sure that they have an affiliation agreement in place with that hospital, and then actually go into a software like Medtrics and schedule it.
So it's very, very manual process. How has the team improved this now in Medtrics?
We saw our clients struggle with this, and we said we could solve this. So we already have our sites in the system. We already have the affiliation agreements in the system. We already have the schedules in the system, and we have the students. So why not put all this together to come up with a solution for both the students and the schedulers? So now with the Medtrics elective application process or rotation swap functionality, depending on how you use it, you can use it for new electives or to change electives. A student can go into the system, select a existing placeholder saying that the student has been granted time to do an elective or an existing elective on their calendar, and they can submit a request, which involves finding existing affiliated hospitals. So they can be given a list of hospitals that you have affiliation agreements with. Or if it doesn't exist, they can type in that new hospital and submit all the details. So on the administrative side, you can either simply accept it if you have an affiliation agreement in place, or you can go in there, verify it, get an agreement in place, and then approve it so that you now have a new site that your organization is part of. Then every student going forward will be able to use that.
Seems like a really smooth system that saves people a lot of time. Final note on that, when you're dealing with electives, there's often capacity issues, right? Because these can be, situations where they only allow a certain number of students in. And you mentioned to me that if clients are using the schedule optimizer, you can actually help out with that as well. Tell us more about that.
Schedule optimization is a separate service that Medtrics provides, where if the school wants us to generate the schedule for the entire clinical year, we take in all of the graduation requirements, capacities at each of the sites, student preferences, and then we generate a schedule. If that service is being used, the elective application will also include the capacity information. So when a student is going in there to make an elective request, it'll say there's 5 slots that's available out of the 10 slots that the school has agreed upon with the site. So now you can decide whether it's something that you want to put in the request for, or the chances are too small that maybe you want to look for another elective.
Elective selection procedure now easier with Medtrics. Go to metricslab.com. You'll find a whole blog post of the latest new features from Medtrics.